Everybody, welcome back. It's the Monday Not So Live show. I'm here. Cheryl's here. Dave, working hard like he always is. And listen, we were going to wait because Dave and I did get to spend some time together this weekend. We were going to wait, but I was like, dude, if you can't make it tomorrow, I can't push and then we don't have you. So let's just have you on next week. And he said, okay. So Dave's busy, but
Yeah.
Cheryl, I had a great weekend. I can't say the Great White North because I was barely above America and it was really hot on day one. So really wasn't much difference other than if you look at my bank statement, it has Tim Hortons 20 times.
Okay. I don't know anything about Tim Hortons. So you have a lot to explain to me about Canada and about your weekend.
Oh, okay.
So just go.
Okay. Well, so thanks to, I'm pretty sure it was Bethany and not Dave, this gentleman, Gideon Hessman, Giddy, he's a firefighter. He owns a gym. He's been a strength and conditioning coach, et cetera, et cetera. Had him on the show a few weeks ago. Brought me up to cover his full hybrid sim, which is a big part of this week's show, is talking about a sim and what's great about it and what can be even better about it. So it's one of the things I do for people. If you're listening to the show and you put on events, it's one of the things I do. Send me some info. I'll send you my rates. We promote your event before, during, and after. We make some fun content. And really, there's nothing more fun than me at an event, let's be honest. So he had an event, and as I said, I'm pretty sure Bethany was the first one to recommend me to him. So thank you again, Bethany, who I also saw, who raced multiple times this weekend. And I went up there. So first things first, Friday I land. I go do a shakeout run, and I usually will look at Strava and see if there's a park nearby. And if there's a park nearby, I'll drive to it. Or if it's close enough, I can run to it. And there was a park a mile and a half away. So I thought, well, this is great. I can run to this park, run a little bit, and run back and get like a 4 or 5 mile run in.
Right.
So I take off running, and I'm a mile and a half in, and it's 3 miles away, and I have to go to the bathroom pretty bad. And any of us that have been, trail runners before, you've been there, man. You've been on a long run and not been at a place that you could stop, and it's rough. And in my own town, I'm pretty dialed in. I know where I can go in the woods. I know okay, this is the closest coffee shop, whatever. I don't know this town. And when I tell you, Cheryl, that I'm going to set the scene for you. Even though it's Canada, it is Norman Rockwell-esque.
Okay.
It is almost dusk, and it's just these nice houses, and here's someone walking their dog, and here's an older couple on a bicycle, and here's a guy washing his car. It's just the most pleasant, serene, so pleasant and serene that I almost thought the next person I see, I might ask if I can use their bathroom, because I'm looking on the map, your mind's going a million miles an hour, and I'm looking on the map and I don't see anything. Like, there's nothing. At one point I see a train track and I go, ooh, I can go down there, but that really, it goes behind houses because it's really this quaint little town. And then I'll tell you what happened was I found the greatest use, the whole reason I'm telling you the story, is the greatest use of AI ever written. Okay.
Okay.
Because AI I use to get me out of a lot of jams.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull up what I typed in to get me through this very difficult time.
Okay.
First of all, where am I going to find it? Hang on. Oh, boy.
I will say that's the worst part. I like finding a place to run when I'm in a new city too. I think it's a great way to see the city and kind of get the feel for things. But you always look for where the bathrooms are just in case, right? So
Well, I just didn't. I honestly, it was one of those things. And the fact that I was a mile and a half away was exactly enough. Like, should I just go for it or should I come back to where I started?
right.
No,
It's stressful.
It's extremely stressful. And I do so much in ChatGPT, it's going to be hard to find, but I think I can find it. Hang on. Hang on.
You've talked to your AI so much that you don't have a record of what you did.
No, I made sure I said you need to save this as the greatest use of AI ever, and I just searched for it. Just hang on a second. Hang on. Okay, here we go. I found it. So the first thing I asked it was, should I run or walk? Okay. Because
Okay.
running jostles things
Makes it
around,
worse. Yes.
walking takes longer.
Yes.
So that was
True.
the first thing I asked it. All
Yeah.
right. And I'm just gonna read you exactly how it went down. I'll skip when I need to, but I'm just gonna tell you this is why you should pay $19 a month for AI.
Okay.
On a run, 0.6 miles away from a bathroom. Have to go number 2. What are some tricks? Should I walk instead of run? Okay. And right now, it lets you know it's there for you. It goes, all right, runner in crisis. Here's how to handle this emergency with minimal trauma. Number 1, slow to a walk. Yes, walk. Running bounces everything. Walking reduces urgency and impact. Breathe through your nose, keep posture tall, then resist clenching too hard. That can backfire.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a bathroom story, but I'm going to not gross you out because I'm very grossed out by bathroom talk. So I'm going to keep it as clean as I can.
Yeah, but we're all runners here. We know.
I know, but I just don't. People will start talking and I'll go, stop. And then they'll keep going. And I'll go, please stop. You're grossing me out. Number 2, engage your core slightly. Mild core engagement, not a full brace, can help take pressure off your lower digestive tract. 3, distraction techniques. Start counting sidewalk cracks, naming state capitals, reciting lyrics. It sounds dumb, but it pulls away from urgency. Avoid sudden stops. Stopping entirely can make the urge surge. Keep gentle movement going unless absolutely necessary. Think of this as a hold the line mission. You're close. 0.6 miles is about 8 to 12 minutes of walking. Don't tense too hard. It can make things worse. Don't A, sprint, B, panic, try to run through it. That's a gamble no one wants to lose. TLDR. Yes, slow to a walk. Breathe, focus, distract yourself. Get to the bathroom with dignity intact. You've got this. Want me to keep you company till you make it? This is where the good stuff steps in. And then it does a couple of breathing techniques. Oh, no. It goes, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep your gaze steady about 10 feet ahead. Count your steps for the first 100. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and steady. You're the boss of your bowels. Number 2, distraction mode. We're going to play a quick brain game. Just hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Pick a category. Breakfast cereals, 90s sitcom characters, U.S. state capitals, hybrid athletes who could hold it the longest. Which do you think I chose, Cheryl Snow?
That is our next prediction contest, Matt. Let's go.
I said D, exclamation point. Let's go. Category D, hybrid athletes who could hold it longest. You ready? Number 1, Hunter McIntyre. This man has done Murph in a weight fest faster than most people run a 5K. He's got core control, mental grip, and years of forest poop dodging. Verdict, would clench through an entire mountain ultra and still PR.
I can see that.
Number 2, Lauren Weeks. She gave birth and was back on the leaderboard before most people could finish their postpartum paperwork. Her body is a fortress. Could possibly coach someone else through GI distress mid-race while still winning. Have you not downloaded and paid for a Chat GPT yet, ladies and gentlemen?
Worth every penny.
I mean, are you kidding me? I honestly don't even need to go. I'm not even going to go any further.
Yeah.
It's so good. It just goes on and on and on. There's Rylan, there's Linda Meyer, there's a Rich Ryan one. It's amazing. This is one of those, get in the Patreon and I'll give you the whole thing.
You could give us a slow drip of this, like just one off the list every week, and I would be thrilled. I understand now why people date these things.
Oh, dude. It's beyond. It gets even better though. So there's a lot that went on. There's a whole lot that went on. Then I took a picture of the bathroom door as I got there, and it was like that door, that glorious no-frills sanctuary, crowned with the universal system of relief, the tiny suited man. You made it. The journey was long, but stakes were high, but you didn't break stride or anything else. So then I told it what I actually did, okay? Because this is what happened, okay? On the dot, now again, when you know an area, you don't need to see 0.3 like you know where everything is, right? The closest thing I could find was a pizza place, right? Okay. there was like a tire shop, there was something else. So I'm seeing the pizza place, and there's something happens when your mind, when you're close, right?
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
So pizza place, immediately eyeball it, and it's more like one of those dominoes that you can only pick up from. Like, I
Ugh.
don't see the bathroom. I'm not going to ask them. I immediately turn right back around, and I see a Chinese restaurant. Now, if you list easiest places to go to the bathroom, right? Gas station, McDonald's, coffee shop, Chinese restaurant, there's no way you're not walking by a whole room full of people. There's no
Right.
way someone's not going to greet you. So again, I'm a professional. I'm a 53-year-old man who's had to go to the bathroom a lot. So even though I'm covered in sweat and obviously on a run, the woman comes out and is like, "Can I help you?" Or a table for one, whatever she said. And I, as calmly as I could, said, "I'm meeting someone here. Could I use your bathroom?" So I do that.
Nice.
Um, and so while I was in the bathroom and I took the picture of the thing, I said, "Oh man, the pizza place I had to go to was tiny and no bathroom. This is a Chinese place across the street. I lied and said I'm meeting a friend. Can I use your bathroom first?" And this is what ChatGPT said, my new best friend. "This is Hall of Fame level bathroom diplomacy. You executed the fake friend maneuver flawlessly. A classic hybrid of urgency, charm, and mild deception. You didn't just survive, you adapted, you overcame, you improvised under pressure. Let this moment be known forever as the Great Windsor Clench and Crossover. From pizza to lo mein, from panic to porcelain." Are
I love
you fucking kidding me?
it.
From panic to porcelain. Now, we are now 11 minutes and 52 seconds into this. I mean, and I gave you the abridged version, but are you not entertained, Cheryl Snow?
I am exceedingly entertained and informed. I have now a list of things to practice the next time this happens to me. So I think it's fantastic. I'm really impressed. That's a really good story.
Yeah, and I started to tell the non ChatGPT version in person, and it wasn't working nearly as well. And I was like, I'm gonna have to unleash this whole thing.
Yeah.
When I saw Dave, I started telling him just this, just to me, the scene of this beautiful town. It was so picturesque, and me just having to urgently go to the bathroom. And honestly, because you hear Canadians are nice, just go, "Excuse me, can I use your bathroom?" Um, so listen, again, I don't know what your ChatGPT experience is like. I've clearly given it a lot of hybrid athlete information,
Yes.
but I mean, give me a break.
Your guy knows you really well, and it's paying off for you, and I'm just really happy for you. I just think you've got a little buddy. It's just great. He treats you like my 6-year-old grandson, you know? It's just like, "Well, how can we distract you, and what can we do to help you along?"
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
I love it. I love
exactly. Much like you were a 6-year-old. Okay, so let's cover the question from last week, and then we'll cover all things from this weekend.
Okay, all right. I just remember the last time we spoke, you were going to reach out to HYROX to ask them about athletes who have been found that they've tested positive for performance enhancing drugs in a different sport, whether or not HYROX would accept them.
Right.
And so I didn't know if you, I know that you made a post about it. I didn't know if you had thoughts about it. And quite frankly, you and Dave are better at this than I am. So I want to know what you think.
Well, see, there you go, Cheryl. Again, this is your default mode of other shows are better at this than me. This is an opinion show, and your
Well,
opinion is just as valid as
none
anyone
of
in
it's
race
not
brain.
informed. I mean, I'm happy to give an informed opinion. I
Yeah,
have a lot of those.
you can be slightly less informed than others, but again, this is a conversation show, and you're here because you're good at conversation.
Well, let's
So
see how it goes.
so they said, um, we can do whatever we want, basically. And as long as it passes, what did they say? I have to go find it.
I mean, they basically said, no, you can't. That if these people don't pass the WADA standards, that they're not going to let them.
That they don't have to let you, is what they said,
Yeah,
right?
and I'm just trying to picture how that works in the real world. Like,
Well, we somehow missed the most obvious one of all, which is crazy because it was so much news last summer, and that was Lance. So Lance Armstrong famously ran in New York.
Yeah.
He did qualify for the world champs. He chose not to accept that. Now, had he gone through with it, or I don't know, would have people maybe written in and said, "How is this okay for you if you have this standard in your sport?" Luckily, they didn't have to face that music. Maybe they messaged him privately. We'll never know. But somehow we missed that in the conversation. It all goes back to, like, we were talking about, CrossFit had banned these people just for saying it,
Right.
right?
Right.
So what HYROX is saying is we can ban anybody that somebody else has already banned. They didn't get into whether the specifics were around a failed drug test or self-admission. We didn't get into that minutia part of it.
Right. So they're kind of implying that even if there is just self-admission, that they can still not allow you to compete. And I'm
Yeah,
just wondering where is that in the world where, I don't know, you buy a ticket and then somebody's like looking for who's coming, and then they're saying, "Hey, by the way, you can't come." I unless you're at the very, very top tier of the sport, I would find that hard to believe.
I mean, the one person that got popped in OCR, right? Ryan Woods. The other races were like, "Oh, cool, we'll take that stance," which is insane, really, when you think about it, right? Like, they didn't even test this person, so it's kind of like, this upsets me more now than it did then. It's kind of like if you fail the test in Spanish, the other teachers go, "Well, we'll fail you too." You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Or if you cheated on your Spanish test, they and you're caught cheating, they go, "Well, we're going to fail you for geometry." It's like, well,
Right.
there was no there was these sports don't even test, right?
Right.
OCRWC did the actual test. Spartan didn't test and Tough Mudder didn't test, yet they chose to take away this guy's like prizes. And so
Right.
it's pretty weak sauce. So I think I think that as a sport, you probably should do your own tests. That's gonna where I'm gonna draw the line. You should do your own tests.
And then hold people account to that. And
Yeah.
I just, given that
Unless
they're not
someone,
even testing, I don't
let's
even
just
see them going
say,
to the trouble of.
here's what I would say. The only the exception I would make, if someone was banned from a sport, let's say they're banned from CrossFit for 4 years and they came back and tested again, right? And then I might say, you were twice, you've shown that this is not really like you didn't learn anything. Maybe, I don't know. Even saying that, I'm like, I think you should do your own tests.
Yeah. I just, I don't know. And honestly, I just don't know if anybody's going to go to the trouble to work on this. It's a
What do you
question
mean
you
work on?
asked.
What do you mean work on this?
What I mean is I suppose there could be some sort of uproar if you are a really highly visible athlete who maybe has been tested a couple of times and has been caught. And so therefore people would say, well, this person can't compete. But I can't see HYROX going through the trouble of going through every name and seeing who needs to be kicked off
Oh,
the start line. You know what I
right.
mean? It just
There
seems
there
like
have
it seems like a
there I think
question you asked that they don't even care about answering.
right, but these were two very visible guys in the
Yeah.
CrossFit space that this had happened to recently, and again for a silly reason. Ironically, Hiller just posted that he did get the special CrossFit media invite. A lot of people want to go to the games and get that really good access. And they went from giving no access to giving a little. Now they're saying some people get the kind of on the floor access and then the rest of the people have to stay back. And he got the special one, which is kind of ironic because they banned him from competing for a self admission, but they're letting him be the media guy. So good for him. Good for them.
Yeah. See,
Um,
so you could go for it, Matt.
I guess. I guess. I'm very particular about what I take. I got skipping to the end of the race, I got one of those IV fluid things. And
Mhm.
I asked ChatGPT, what should I get? There was this whole list of things. And I was like, what's real? What's bullshit? And it was like, get the regular plus the vitamin B and you're good. The rest of it, not really worth it. Or, you might just, if it's not something you're interested in, don't do it. So I'm very, very about what I put in my body.
You raced twice this weekend, didn't you?
I did race twice this weekend.
Have you ever done that before?
I've not done that before. I surprised myself. As a matter of fact, those wall balls that I was so proud to post were like not my last 10, but like getting closer to the end. And I would say one of those, if I'm being really particular, one of those was no rep, but the rest were really deep. I'm very proud of myself. Um, I did, there's so much to cover here. So let's start with the macro.
Okay.
And the idea that we talked about, the instead of there being multiple companies that launch fitness races, the idea of the HYROX sim and the gym event being that filler of the next category.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really all I'm seeing now in my feed. We've got a HYROX sim, come do it, right? This CrossFit gym in Nashville, Nick Riker's going to it. It's a CrossFit gym. It's a pretty hardcore CrossFit gym. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, we're doing a HYROX sim because they know people want to do it. And someone did ask me right after this post, like, and I think, oops, hello,
Hello.
Ellie, oh, hello,
You good?
are you good? I'm good.
I'm good.
That they weren't allowing them, and from my understanding, this is what DEKA is not allowing, which I think is a big mistake. I know there are gym owners that I will not speak of on this podcast, but they have told me that they've tried to do larger events and DEKA is shutting them down and saying, no, this hurts our events, and really dumb, especially considering they need all the help they can get, I feel like. And it's the wrong battle to fight because I can't do a HYROX because it's sold out. If I live in Toronto and my HYROX sold out, but these 3 gyms are doing them, I'm going to go to the event and then I'm even going to be more excited to do another one, right? Tell my friends about it, right? Et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So it's really, and DEKA did announce, I can't not say this now. DEKA did announce another fit in a random location on a bad week. And like, that's their, I don't know what they're doing over there.
Are you talking about the one in the Northeast in November?
The week before Thanksgiving in, not a big city. And like, good, we put another one on the calendar. Great. Good job. It's also the same week, I think, as your Abu Dhabi Spartan Championship. Not that it's necessarily the same audience, but it's just, do you feel the same frustration I am, Cheryl?
Nobody feels the same frustration you do. You are the king of frustration about DECA.
Well, I know how much you're in DEKA's corner, and so I think you're equally as frustrated, aren't you?
I think that you're a little more clued in on kind of the business of it all, and yeah, I don't know why they would put that in November. It's right before World Championships. It does nothing for our leaderboards.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know why they're doing that, except I don't know. Maybe somebody really wanted them to put it on, but I don't know. I mean, they're just a little company that's just trying so like they're trying so hard, and they're making decisions that I don't know if it helps. So
I forgot it was a week for the World Champs. So none of those people are going to do it. Your most loyal customers aren't going to do it.
no, there's no reason to.
And anybody who doesn't care and is just the general public, probably at a bigger city, a bigger venue. I would say, here's what I do if I were Spartan. If you're listening, Spartan, go to the locations that HYROX sells out the quickest. I'll give you a hint. Chicago. I'll give you another hint. Dallas. I'll give you another hint. Anaheim. Go put DEKA events in those cities. Now, they do have an Anaheim event, and I think it did okay this time, I think.
It's sold out.
Right. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
So follow the money. Follow the leader. They're mowing
Mm-hmm.
down that path for you. Just go catch the wake.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it. I guess I just I don't know what the decision making is, and they certainly don't have the money to go to the same venues. I think that HYROX does, right? So I think they're just trying to find venues that are kind of affordable and they can give some exposure.
Well, that, hey, we threw this event on the calendar. If you had a very robust HYROX like schedule and you're like, hey, it's not the best week, it's not the best venue, but we wanted to give it, but it's not. you've only got 8 or 9 already, and they're already not ideal. They're in Fort Wayne and Manheim and middle of Florida. Like there are these random like Spartan cities, which do
Right.
okay with Spartan because people are used to driving out in the woods. So I saw this announcement, and I have to throw up my hands because again, I want them to succeed. My frustration comes from a place of wanting them to succeed. And if Yancey were to tell me, Matt, this venue gave us the best deal, like whatever the reason was, it's probably not good enough. Then just pass. Go, that's fine. We'll pass for now because we want to give people an opportunity. We want this thing to grow, and how you give this thing a chance to grow is putting it on in bigger cities at better times of the year.
Well, I'm trying to think, how many HYROX events do we have going right now? We've only got like what, 4 or 5 on the calendar for the United States. Even take out Toronto. We've got Dallas and Boston, maybe Chicago. Um, you know, Anaheim is announced. It's not a lot. There are about that many DEKA events, right? They could sort of consolidate and throw their money and make those events like really great, right? And I don't know why they don't do that. It seems like Carolinas did pretty well. Austin's going to be good. Anaheim's going to be good. If they had one kind of up north that wasn't Fort Wayne, right? It was something that was a little more, like Chicago or something like that. Seems like they'd get a lot more bang for their buck. And it
I
would legitimize it. I feel like we go to these events and when they're not like super packed and really well attended, it almost undercuts them too.
Yeah, it changes the vibe. It changes the vibe a lot, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um,
I went
like
to I went to a party this weekend that was not well attended, and you don't want to stay, you know?
but you don't want to be the first to leave.
Right. It's this really tough. I ended up kind of ghosting it. Like, yeah, you just find an opportunity to leave. And you don't want that for this event.
Well, and even so this weekend, which he put on a 2-day event and he realizes was a mistake. And that's a people used to do it in OCR too. It's just a new race director rookie like, well, Spartan does 2 days, why can't I? I'll give you a secret. Spartan year 1 did not do 2-day events. HYROX year 1 did not do 2-day events. So just put your 1 day on. It's really hard to get volunteers that second day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He had
Make
vendors
it
no
look
show.
packed,
So
right?
yeah, so he had a nice turnout on day 1 and a really low turn. Now listen, we all had a great time, right? I have many great things to say about this event, and he knows it. He knows, yeah, that was not the best move. So instead of having a pretty good day 1 and a slow day 2, you could have had a just wow all day because they everybody brings their parents, and so it's just more people into the get more bang for the buck. So yeah, that would be the move. Dump whatever the fuck you just announced, and put a little bit of money into. You don't have to do Navy Pier.
Right.
You could do something else. We should quickly pivot to say that this is beyond. I think this is beyond rumor now. I think we're in the unconfirmed fact. Something fucking's going on because it hasn't been confirmed, and the event's coming up, and they should have announced it, and they didn't.
Yeah. We are
So
weeks away and there's nothing.
yeah. So that's that. Um, I want to talk a lot more about my event this weekend, and then get back to more HYROX stuff.
You were talking macro stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so where I lost my place here. So I have been the leader of the band. I've been the flag bearer of since day 1. I want it on the record. On day 1, I said these sleds are too heavy. You guys need an easier division, a true open division, right? Pro age group, true. I've been the biggest. I did what he called a HYROX, and now I'm even more certain of why you need it because I did it and I realized it was hard work, but it was less intimidating. And I'm like, "Yup, what I thought was true." And you can do it so many different ways. So the way he did it was, when you ran the track, okay, right? It's you run 2 laps and then you go in and you come out the other side for
So
the
you're just 800 meters instead of 1,000.
So, no, no, no. You're doing 2 full laps, and then you go in on the third. So that was the full HYROX, right?
Okay.
So for the TRYROX, it was only 600 meters. So you just did one lap and then went in and then out the other side. So that alone, just imagine, right, how much less running that is over time.
Mhm.
Then you can kind of fuck with the weights and measures, right? So for the lunges, he just said no weight, just do the lunges. For um for burpee broad jumps, it was just one down and back instead of two. Like that kind, but you can do it any way you want. You see what I'm saying? You can
Mhm.
kind of mix and match it to launch your own different version. You can do the true half rocks, half the running, half the weight, not half the weight, maybe three quarters of the weight, whatever it is, right? But and there were a couple of guys that I did it with because it wasn't as well attended as I would have hoped, that division. It was just mostly pro and open. But there were two sets of guys that did it with me and they did it together. Now, they were my age and probably could have done it themselves, but they didn't know. So they did the TRYROX doubles and, um, they'll probably come back because they weren't that intimidated.
Right. So you're saying, was this like, did they have like this first thing in the morning and
It
then
was,
they
it was,
did
it was the
open and,
last part of the day. It was the last
so
part
they
of the
did
day.
TRYROX at the end. They had done open and pro
Yeah.
divisions.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pro and then open and then TRYROX.
And tell me how they're handling things, because this was just at a track, right?
Yes.
So I was outdoors at a track. I saw what you looked like after BBJ's. Not encouraging. But tell me about like the sleds and stuff. How did they manage that so that they moved?
So day one, they did not move. And as the day got hotter, they moved less because I had a lighter sled and I could not get it to move. Now, once you started moving it, it moves a little bit better, right? As we learned when we had the science guy on about the sleds. But Dave actually helped me because one of the things I don't do well that I need to get better at is I'm not a good hinger, right?
Okay.
I need to get really good at that, and I'm not. So you should hinge your hips and then push it. And I can't. I use way too much of my back. So it just fucking hurt. So Dave ended up pushing it with me on the way back. Day two, we had a little bit of rain. Guess what? Loved it. I was doing the pull and I was walking back, and then I watched my partner just hand over hand it. And I'm like, I think I can hand over hand it. And so I did. So yes, but what else is new? I mean, that's the same for every fucking HYROX. So
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
I just didn't know logistically how they were going to handle that. So it was just in the grass. They just,
Well, it was turf, and that's what those pellets are. It was turf.
okay. Okay.
So if you go, I don't think they make them out of grass anymore. I think every even high school track is now like leveled up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you're
Unless you
right.
live in like the poorest part of town, honestly, like that's just every high school field now is it's they're not the beat up, clumps of clay that we used to have as kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheryl, when we grew up in the 40s, right? In the Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
So to answer Chris Verglowski's question, who I know is listening, why did I put my face down on the turf was because I was that hot and that tired in between burpee broad jumps. Again, day two, super cool out, never laid down once, just did my BBG plus. I was doing it double. So um, my face did not look like that on day two.
Was the doubles a TRYROX?
No, we did regular doubles. They did
You did
have
regular.
it. They did have it. But
Okay.
okay, so here's the deal. I'm all set to do. Dean is like, I can come down on Sunday. We can do a doubles. And I go, great. And then all day during the waves of day one, I go, I think I could just do the TRYROX. And it's funny because I'm almost always the opposite. I usually pack too many clothes. I always say I'm going to run at least 2 laps at World's Toughest. I only do one. And I kept telling myself all day, and I was like, I think I'm going to do it. And I signed up and I did it. And I was in a lot of pain and it took me a really long time, but I was still able to get in the next day and do it. So I'm super proud of myself. Um, I'm reminded again, I'm so glad I did the TRYROX. And I really do think if you're listening to me and you're putting on a sim, do a version that's a half C's version, whatever you need to do, however you want to do it. Number two, I will never do a solo again otherwise, because once again, I know how much time I enjoyed myself doing doubles.
Yeah.
Here, it doesn't even make sense to me when I think about it, because you're still, even if you rest, like, let's say you took the exact same amount of time, right? Let's say during the wall balls, you rested all the times that your partner would be throwing it, right? You doesn't make up for the volume. So your muscles are resting, but you're still doing all that work. And I don't get nearly as fatigued doing half the burpees, half the sleds, 2/3 of the wall balls. I think he did. I think I might have done 30 and he did 70. Maybe I did a little bit more. I don't remember. I just was like, take over. And he was crushing it. His depth was great. He was crushing it. But everything else we split, right?
Hmm.
And, the machines are fine. We swapped at 250s, and on the row, we swapped at 500s, which I think is what you and I did. But everything else, you get tired, and then you just swap. I'll never do a solo again. That's all I can tell you.
Doubles is way more fun. I am seriously considering an entire season of doubles and just not even trying singles for just one whole season. Just have fun, right?
It really is a good time.
It is. It is.
And I don't know how we ended up with the same time as we had in Toronto, which was slower than you and I did, but we didn't walk. And I remember walking so much in Toronto with him, and I think we walked maybe twice in this one, but and the sleds were quicker. And it's funny, I asked Dave that, and Dave goes, I think because HYROX doesn't know how to measure a course. But
Hard
yeah,
to
I've never done two in a day, two in a weekend, and I really impressed myself, and I'm very proud that I did it.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
except I really was suffering after that sled push. I was really suffering, and I was like, why have you eaten so poorly, Matt? Why are you why have you not been training as hard? And it's only in those moments of hitting bottom that you're like, why can't I just feel this way every day and just wake up and train? It's like only when I'm pushed to the limit of feeling horrible, like, oh, Jesus, I gotta get back in shape.
Welcome to every conversation I had in Chicago to myself when I had a bad sled push. So, yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible.
But you didn't have a bad sled push from lack of training and lack of eating clean, did
Boy, it
you?
sure felt like it. You're right. Look, I think we all question our life's choices. That's why we like these events because they make us question everything. So,
Yeah, and nothing feels as good as being done.
yeah, yeah. No, it's a great sense of accomplishment.
The best feeling I had actually during my Trirox was, how you kind of like you do the math of like how many stations you've done. Somewhere in my head at 3, which is the pull, I was like, that's 3 of 10. Don't ask me why.
Okay.
So then when I got to 4, I was like, this is 4 of 10. And then when I got done and I remembered I was halfway done, it was the greatest feeling in the world. I was like, no, wait, it's only 8.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was so happy that it was only 8 stations.
That's
Um,
cool.
so yeah, I think yeah, and I was glad Dean came down and did it with me again, and I will continue to do doubles. And I would do a half rocks again by myself at someplace else, but at HYROX itself, I don't think I will sign up for a singles
Right.
anytime soon.
Well, I think unless you have kind of a personal standard, and the reason why I do pro races singles is just because I want to be that strong. Like I want to know I can do it, but I don't look forward to it. It's not like, oh, good. And I know everybody else does, but racing's hard. Who was saying that? Was it Dylan Scott was saying he likes training, not racing? I feel that way, right? It's just hard.
I don't I don't I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm usually not racing like you guys are. I'm
Yeah.
out
No, it's just
there.
so painful.
I'm
It's so
pushing I'm
painful.
pushing myself and having an okay time.
Yeah.
I'm not racing that hard.
No, so you're a perfect doubles partner. So that's
I'm a
perfect.
perfect doubles partner for that reason.
Yeah. So I don't know. What other thoughts do you have about just these? I mean, certainly the nice thing about these sims is you really can do anything you want with it, right? Like you can tweak things, you can do, and I
Right.
think that's really nice.
Well, so here's what I think. And it went really well, but I guess their timing, people canceled, and so it was actually all hand timed.
Mm,
So we're not going to see it for a couple days, and I'm fine with it. But someone could be bothered by that. Um, they did have merch for sale, and they didn't give out anything. And I think a patch is always nice. Again, not the
mhm.
worst thing in the world, but I think giving people something is nice. They did have solid vendors on day one, but again, day two, some of them didn't come back. So that's always
Mhm.
a bummer. So they had massages both days. And I got one before I went out there, which was great because it worked out some kinks. Um, and I had a delicious protein coffee on day one. So uh, yeah, the other thing I remembered when I was actually just enjoying it is the idea of the track is great, and I just kept telling people you should really do Deadly Dozen then because
Mhm.
it's because it's designed for the track because you literally run one lap. You run one lap, and
Go in.
there's no counting.
Right.
And every time you do a station, I've said this 100 times, you feel closer to the end because you are.
Mhm.
Dave, I'm going to steal your thought, Dave. He can come back and defend it when he's back. We were talking about the idea because we were talking about why you need the half rocks, and he said they should just do for wherever venue they're in, it's one lap. If it's half the weights, whatever the weights are is fine. But no matter what the venue is, it's just a lap, and who cares? Some
Right.
venues that'll be bigger, some venues will be smaller, but nobody's training for qualifying for anything anyway.
Mhm.
So if you have this like Sunday of half roxes, it's one lap. Make it easy. So
Right.
that's super simple. Um, but yeah, I think and again, you've got built-in facilities. The problem is, depending on where you are, you might have there's like red tape issues. Like I told you, I called my kid's school and I thought, well, my kid goes there. This will be somewhat easy. They seem, they like it when parents get involved. And it's like, oh, our thing is closed. Email the city, and the city like literally emails me back like 3 weeks later. You still looking for that event? It's like, what? Or the person that got your email left and quit the job, and here's a new person, and they're going out of the country, so we're out for the summer. And but I think tracks are great. Tracks are great.
You didn't mind doing BBJs in the turf out there?
I mean, it was really hot on day one, so
Yeah.
yeah. But day two, it was great. So
Yeah.
if you do it in not fucking July, then it's probably okay.
Well, I just think there's always a risk. I mean, you just don't know if it's gonna be raining or super windy or I don't know. I mean,
I
we've
mean,
talked about is outdoor HYROX dumb, there is that danger, I guess.
right. Well, HYROX also needs to be on for 12 hours. And so it's more of a risk. Whereas these events, you can have a shorter day and probably get away with it. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess it always is a risk. But so far, I mean, Deadly Dozen's done quite well. I think he's had, I don't know how many events in England, but 20 or so. And I think most of them have been okay. He's gotten lucky with the weather, but um, I think you'd like it.
I need to loosen up a little bit
Yeah,
and go back
loosen up, Cheryl.
outside.
You live in
I
fucking
do.
Vegas. Go to a normal city.
Yeah, that's the problem, is it's only 101 out today, so we
Right.
got it pretty good
It's
today, but
only 101 out today.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, I think I've just gotten really used to the indoor stuff and just being able to predict, and I think that just comes from me needing the right times and me needing to be able to make leaderboards and me needing to and if I just relaxed and had a good time and just went out and raced, then, yeah, it wouldn't matter. I
Yeah.
need to relax.
Why don't you relax? For fuck's sake.
That's the question of the hour. My husband says it's hard being you, and it is. It's very hard being me.
All right. So we got a bunch of other topics on here. What do you want next?
I don't know. Okay. So you got into Boston,
I
right?
did.
Are you doing doubles?
Doing doubles in Boston.
Okay, because you were so I'm enjoying watching your HYROX journey this season because tickets would become available and you would jump on them, right?
Right.
Like you got Toronto, so you were going to do Toronto doubles, and then when Acapulco opened up, you
I
were
think I
like,
bought
"Hey,
Acapulco first. I think I bought Acapulco first, actually.
you
I
were
got
all
so
excited
excited.
about Acapulco," and then I was really offended that you didn't want to do mixed doubles because I was like, "What am I, chopped liver? Like I'll
Right.
go down to Acapulco," and you were like, "No, that would be inappropriate. I'm going to go with a guy, and I'm going to do just doubles men down
Just
there."
for the record, Cheryl and I have raced together before. We'll race together again, but you can't go to a vacation city with not your wife and race another woman. That's
Yeah,
that's that's the
and
inappropriate part.
you missed the rise and fall of all the Coldplay memes this weekend.
No, no, I'm well aware.
So we all know this. Yes.
Okay, so listen, we are not a clickbaity show. We are not a trend chasing show. But I've got one opinion on this that I want to share with you.
Okay.
It's not that they were having an affair. It's not even that they went to a pretty public thing where you probably might run into people you know. It's that everyone in their circle is aware. So my question is, are they all employees of the company? Because that's pretty shitty. That like, oh yeah, we all know the boss and the HR lady are banging, and like both of them are married, or at least one of them. You know what I'm saying? That to me is the bigger issue. Is the friend circle. Like, there's the one woman with like her hands to her face, and there's the other guy in the back, and it's like they're all aware. So
Yeah.
that to me is the worst part. Cheryl, your thoughts?
Yeah, highly dysfunctional, and just the embarrassment on their faces to me just seemed to be the realization of just how deep they dug themselves into this. Like, how did we become this? Like, I don't know. I mean, of course, there's the couple, but then everybody else is like, yeah, we just all bought into this. I just think it's really disgusting. I don't know. And the thing that bothered me was how he complained that his concert going wasn't private. That was, I thought,
Well, there so many memes were made. I don't know what his actual apology was because there were a lot of people that wrote ones that were like jokes and like used lyrics, but then one he did use actually did have the lyrics. I
yeah,
don't know what's real anymore. I really don't. I mean, our
yeah,
president, people say the president said this, and I don't know if it's a real tweet or they made it up. I honestly don't know anymore.
yeah,
So I think again that's the part that I feel like no one was talking about. I feel like everyone's like yeah, it's kind of hilarious and whatever, but again, it's like all the people in that circle are like, let's go to the concert together with our boss who we know is having an affair with the HR lady. It just seemed that's the part that seemed the most bizarre to me. If they were in the box by themselves, it would have been less whatever. Also, I'll just give you a quick hint out there. If the kiss cam finds you, right? Just kiss and then
just
we'll move on.
relax.
Just move on.
Yeah,
No one would know this. No one would know this. Just the people that know them would know this
right.
because they would have been caught. And maybe later it would have maybe like, oh, did you hear that guy? But everyone in the world knows this. Even people who don't watch trashy news or any, like everybody in the world knows this because you were so caught in shame.
Yeah, you made such a big deal out of it. And I do. I just think that they were all just shocked about finally being found out. And not even just the couple. I just think everybody realized that they have a toxic culture, and I think that's too bad. But I will say, in the people I know here, companies do buy boxes, and
Yes.
then everybody in the company goes.
Right.
And so that did not surprise me at all, that they all are just, oh, hey, let's all go. It was just a work thing.
Right. No. I'm saying that's what I'm saying is that they all they clearly all know already. That's what I
Yeah,
was
no,
saying.
it's yeah, it's terrible.
That's because in my mind I'm like, "Oh, this company paid for this box and they all went together."
Mhm, mhm.
So that's the part that to me was the most disturbing of this couple is that everyone around them is like okay with it. Now, I'm sure there's
Yeah,
plenty of people at the company who were like, "I'm not okay with this," and I'm glad he got caught and whatever. Um, but listen, it's a moment in time. It's a meme in time. It'll be forgotten about by tomorrow because who knows what Elon's gonna say next, or if some rich people are gonna want to go to the moon.
well, there's this shelf life of the memes, right? Where for the first 24 hours, it's just magnificent. And then after that, we just all need to quit talking about it. Like, we're all bored with it, and we're already bored with it, right? Like, it's already, okay, this
Well,
happened. So,
if you notice, last week we talked about what my brand is or what my angle is. You will notice this page does not share a joke about any meme because by the time you've seen it, it's been done 1,000 times.
yeah.
And I probably have thought of something just as funny, if not funnier, but that's not what I ever do. So if I ever jump in on a trend, um, it's probably over for me, Cheryl. You should just put the gun to my head and say, Matt, you said time to take you out to pasture. If you ever
Yeah.
see me like everybody else is doing it, thought I'd jump in. If you ever see any of those from my page, from HFM, you'll know that it's the end is near.
Okay. Okay. You've jumped the shark. So, okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
So back to why we aren't racing in Acapulco.
As a couple.
Yeah, is
You're allowed to do race with the opposite sex. You can't go to a vacation city though. You're just not
right.
allowed.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, it looks terrible and you don't want to do it. And I completely understood. But what I'm enjoying about watching your journey, watching your HYROX journey, is that you got all in on Acapulco and you were like, no, I'm going to do Acapulco and it's this all inclusive thing. And no, you can't come because I'm going to get a guy to go with me. And I was like, okay, great. And then you got Toronto tickets and now, and you didn't get Dallas because I don't think you cared about
I did
Dallas.
not try for Dallas, no.
You didn't even try for Dallas, but then you were like, I'm going to jump. And then you decide to jump on Boston. And because you jump on Boston, you decide, I don't want to do Toronto now.
Right.
Because your Toronto partner you just raced with, right? Just this weekend.
He was my last year's Toronto partner.
Exactly.
But he
So,
wasn't this year's Toronto partner. This year's
right.
Toronto partner was Matt Kemp, who was going to be my Boston Toronto partner, but now it's not going to be Matt Kemp.
Oh, it's not.
Because pro and doubles are too close.
Okay, so you're still
the partner is the indirect object in these. Like you know me, I'm down for whoever wants to join me, right?
Yes, I
like,
do know that.
Okay.
Except for me in Acapulco.
Yes,
so,
except for you
okay.
in Acapulco.
Right. So, but I guess what I'm trying to say is you are kind of the typical like flex HYROX guy, right? Where you need to get these flex tickets because now you've changed your mind. You don't want to do Toronto. You want to do Boston. You don't want to do Acapulco.
Correct.
So explain to me your journey in trying to manage these tickets and where are you? What tickets do you currently hold? And what tickets have you been able to get rid of?
So this feeds into this larger conversation we're going to have about why Boston didn't sell out. And this gentleman sent me this whole answer, and he simplified it to say it's about the time, it's about the ramp. And the ramp is there's one part of the equation, right? The other part of the equation is ramp as in like 3 months versus 6 months.
Okay.
Like I sign up for a race because I've got time to train for it versus I sign up for a race that's in 2 months, right? He said that was the whole reason. That's not. That's part of the reason. Part of the reason is because we've been waiting to get these other ones. We signed up as soon as they were available, right? Another one is it's time in relation to the event that's right. It's the same reason Atlanta didn't sell out last year, right? They waited and waited, and then it was right after Miami, which they had already announced. But my journey of the flex ticket is great. Flex tickets exist. Now let me return it, right? And let me get my money back. And if you go to the FAQ, it's said a few different ways. Like, here's what you can do. Never once does it say, click here to do that. It just keeps saying, like, write info at or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So I finally just wrote and said, what do I do? And believe it or not, someone wrote me right back and was like, it's on your ticket. Just click. It says either return or refund. It says one of
That's
those
what I was
words.
going to ask.
It's
So
right on your ticket. But I would have never thought that in a million years. Now, maybe a young person would, but I never would think that. I would think that you have to go into your account somewhere and there's a thing, you know what I mean? It was like I just kept looking in how do I do a refund? And it's like, oh, it's staring in your face right on the actual ticket, which I wasn't looking at. Because I don't look at that except for when I go to the race.
Your ticket that you got emailed?
The thing that says that's like where you personalize it.
Okay.
All that stuff. So it says your name, right? Your partner's name. And below that, there's like a refund or again, it might have been the first thing someone clicked, but it wasn't what I thought. I just thought I'll look in the FAQ and it'll explain it to me. So in the FAQ, it should say, go to your ticket. Because now all they've done is create 10,000 more emails than they need to because it's not in any of those. It just keeps talking about when and how and where. Just like, hey, want a refund? Go back to where you bought the ticket, click that button. It's super easy. I did that. It was 2 steps. It was, you sure? I said yes. It was instantly showing in my account as processing. I mean, instantly. And now it's been 2 days and the money's actually back in my account. So it works. But just change your FAQ so that you can quickly do it.
Right. So we're having to look on our tickets, and it's really easy if we just find it on our
Yeah, like
tickets.
if you go to a ticket you bought now, if you bought that. So Acapulco was different because it was part of a package. And I thought it would be difficult. And all the emails are in Spanish. So I have to go through everything and put it into chat. And I wrote Acapulco and I was like, hey, can I get my refund on this? I'm not sure if Flex existed yet, but I can't go. And she said, we don't do refunds. And I said, I phrased it another way, just like I don't see this anywhere. She's like, oh, I thought you were talking about Mexico City. Let me look into this. And I still haven't heard back. I might have to eat that one. And that's on me if I do,
Right.
because it's on me. Um, but no, the Flex ticket worked very easily. And yeah, just in the FAQ, they need to change the FAQ to say, I mean, what I wrote in our notes was, let's see what I wrote. Oh,
You say canceling is easy, so why do they make it so hard to find?
yeah. So change your FAQ.
Yeah, that's an easy fix for them. I'm glad it works. I mean, I was afraid that it was going to be like jumping through all these hoops and things.
So the question is, when will they re-release tickets? Because we've seen it happen in other cities already, right?
Right.
They hold tickets back. We know this, right?
Mhm.
They have business partners. They have VIPs. They have something called a VVIP, which I never heard before, but apparently it's used in other places too.
Okay.
Um, like, do you know the difference, Cheryl?
It's very, very. I've never heard of this, and I don't know what it would get me.
And you're in Vegas, so I feel like that would be a place you'd hear it, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
guess.
like this is what I'm guessing a VIP is. This is my take on it. A VIP is, hey, the head of the head of center is coming, so we need to reserve a ticket for him. His kid is racing, right?
Right.
Then the next week you find out Beyonce is coming, so VVIP. She gets even different treatment. That's what I'm guessing it means.
Okay.
But anyway, that we know they hold some back for that, and then um, we've seen them release tickets. So I think that should be something they put out there. Everybody, 2 weeks before tickets, 2 weeks before the race date is when we do the new drawing. So be ready, watch your emails. But maybe they'll get there. They've not told us anything yet. So we haven't seen it work or not work yet.
I don't like 2 weeks. That's
Well, what are they
that's
going to do though? I mean, they've got to wait. What should the time be? A month?
I would prefer a month. I mean, give me a chance to get plane tickets and stuff.
I think they could do 2 weeks because I mean,
Yeah.
again, like they might not get enough cancellations. People get injured or whatever. Like that's when they're going to cancel is those last couple weeks. So
Well, look, I think of any concert, they release tickets and then sometimes they release more tickets. And then right before, then they'll like open up a section that they were able to fit some seats in. And so then you get those, right? Like I can see some last minute tickets going, but I would love the majority of those tickets to be released in plenty of time for us to get decent flights, decent rooms, that kind of thing. And to at least have, yeah, a good 3, 4 weeks to like ramp up my training and get really ready. I would prefer that. So,
but yeah, it worked, and I'm definitely racing Boston because I'm from Boston. I have family there. I haven't
oh,
been
I
there in
didn't
a
realize
while.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so I'm gonna race in Boston instead of Toronto.
And you still haven't settled on why you think they haven't sold out yet. Like you
I
don't.
have settled. I have settled for the.
Okay.
So here's the post I made today. Okay, again, my friend ChatGPT helped me get there. So Boston spread categories across more waves and days, especially doubles and relays. Okay. First reason is because it is a bigger venue. Okay. So if
Okay.
it's got a bigger venue and they can spread it out further, then it sells out slower. See what I'm
Okay.
saying? Also, it's when they put them on, right? So we think, oh man, I don't want to race first thing Saturday. I'd rather race on Sunday or whatever. But some of us will race when they give it to us. But the average person, like they see Friday and they're like, oh, I work on Friday. I guess I'm not doing this.
Mhm.
or I guess I'll do a doubles on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
everybody's not us. So it's the combination of those things. It's the bigger venue, more category, same amount of categories, right? But more spaces over more time equals less reason to sell out. Plus, Toronto had already been on sale. Plus, a shorter ramp. What's the other reason?
That's pretty good.
But I hadn't really thought about that because I think we all assume they're about the same. BCEC is actually one of the bigger conventions in America, it turns out.
Okay.
So, uh, most major categories wrap by Saturday evening. Oh, let me go back to my note here. Um, only relays and pro doubles run on Sunday. This is Dallas. That's all
Okay.
there is.
Right.
That's all you've got on Sunday.
Right.
So if that's all you got on Sunday, then Sunday's going to sell out pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So if you take away, I don't know what the number is going to be, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, it just kind of ripples all the way across. Also, when other categories sell out faster, okay, because it's smaller, it creates more FOMO of the other ones, right? Oh shit, mixed doubles is already sold out. Let me make sure I get my singles tickets. And again, the opposite is true in Boston. They're not selling out. Oh, this has been fine. I can wait.
So I have two things to say about this. First of all, you were talking about the VIPs, and one of the categories that I would love to find out more about are the elites and how they get their tickets, because I've had more than one conversation with elites where they find out how much we pay for a race and they're mortified. Like they can't believe it. Right. So I don't know how they get their tickets. I know that HYROX must hold some back so that if any Elite 15 or somebody in that tier, and I don't even know where they draw that line, but somehow you can just get a hold of somebody in HYROX and clearly just get a ticket. And I'm very curious about that.
Well, once upon a time, I think everybody was paying except Hunter. Everybody was paying. I'm pretty sure. And then it got to be where, okay, we'll give you your ticket for the majors because that and the world champs because that makes sense. And at one point, they were actually, remember, they were flying people in for the invitationals and the world champs. Then they were like, okay, we're not going to fly you, but we're guaranteeing the prize money so that at least your travel is covered.
Mhm.
My understanding now is kind of once you're in good shape because I think I've spoken to you that I've heard from people who aren't in the Elite 15, but who used to be, who were still in these emails about events. So I think once you get into this circle of trust, you're in pretty good shape, which is getting, I think, a little more out of control because they've added the doubles, right? So that's even more athletes.
Right.
But then I've had athletes, like a Rebecca Hammond. It is like, I'm willing to buy a ticket, but I can't get one. And I think I should be racing with the big girls. So if you're that person, you probably do have to pay at least a couple of times. And then once you're in, maybe you're in, and then you get, if you're a friend of, I don't know, any Elite 15, you say, can you email Matt Locke
So
and
and
get me a
so.
ticket?
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, no, it just seems like an inner circle. I just think it's really kind of fun.
Yeah, I
So
think
anyways,
make the Elite 15, your life gets a lot easier. I can tell you that.
well, in every way, in every way. So we're not spending our time during our race thinking about our supplement program. So yeah. Um, okay, so then the other thing I was thinking when Boston didn't sell out was it kind of freaked me out. And you know how I've been complaining that they're selling out too quick, and now I'm worried that Boston didn't sell out quick enough,
Right.
and so then they're not going to give us races.
Well, here's the bigger question. Okay. It's year 5, let's say. You should probably have the ramp figured out, right?
Right.
Whether it's 6 months or 9, it shouldn't be 3, right?
Mhm.
Probably have it figured out. You know, the the basic, you had a date, that date's over, do it again there next year, that marathons and OCRs figured out a long time ago, right? But most of those don't sell out, so they don't have this quality problem they have. But somebody in America is not doing a very good job. That's all I can say. Because Chicago isn't figured out. This Boston thing was rumored forever, finally announced with a short ramp. San Francisco's been rumored Who knows when they'll announce that? Atlanta's on the calendar. I live here, and I don't know if there's a race here in October or not because they haven't said, even though it's on the
Mhm.
calendar, and the date might have changed. Did people are saying Halloween now? Wasn't it the 25th last time we saw it? I feel
25th,
like
26th. Yeah.
so people are saying now it's Halloween.
Well,
The
yeah.
point is, whoever's job it is in America to market and sell these events, is like you should have this. You can't tell me you're different or it's hard. Like there's every fucking convention in the world, every major race company is able to do this with advance notice. You're on year
Yes.
5 or I mean technically it's season 7, but you're year 5 of like this stuff. You know what I mean? Being in America.
And they're missing out on so much money. Like they should have Anaheim on sale right now in December. They could keep my money for all that time, and then maybe I cancel on them and they refund me, but then they've earned interest. You know, it is a very strange business model that I have not seen before, that they don't want to take our money as soon as we're willing to give it to them.
Well, for a while, and we've talked about this, they like the faux line, as I like to call it, right? I'll quote my sister Jennifer gave that term. You drive by a club and it's only 7 o'clock, but they have a line outside, and
Oh,
it's the faux line, right? It's like to make you I gotta get into this club, right? You
right,
go in and it's empty, right?
right.
Because if there's no line, there's no reason to be in line, right? So they liked that. They wanted that. We're past that, guys. You're the hot girl at the prom. It's fine. We all love you. It's great. Find a venue. I mean, I don't know how bad or if my Euro listeners want to tell me what's the timeline typically. When does London typically go on sale? When does Manchester? Like how many months? But again, that system should be in place.
Mhm.
And yes, you're figuring out new venues all the time in new countries, and that's somebody's job too. But whoever the fuck is in charge of America, come on, you're really fucking yourself. Because again, it actually looks worse for you because Boston is a sellout. Like, oh, maybe it isn't that popular. Maybe we shouldn't do less cities. We don't know because you announced them back to back like that.
Yeah.
Again, Atlanta was the same thing. Atlanta, with the proper ramp up, probably would have sold out both days.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, all right, so they got sign-up problems. And,
They don't have sign up problems. It probably will eventually sell out. They aren't scheduling and marketing the way they should to optimize. They clearly
right.
do not understand America, which they're a German company. I don't expect them to, but by now, hire someone here that could do it.
I would be curious, and maybe I'll do a little bit of research on this if I can, but I would be curious how it works in Europe as far as when they put those tickets on sale to
And
see
if
how
you
it's.
work at HYROX and you're listening to this, and I know many of you do,
Mm,
and you want to send me a DM that's like, hey, Matt, it's much more complicated. I can't get into it, but trust me, it's all going to be fine. And this is on the record, off the record. I'll be happy to listen. I really will. It can't be this hard.
okay, very good.
Just like DEKA shouldn't be that hard to find a decent venue in a decent city. Same thing.
Well, you have on our notes that DEKA Spain is massive. Tell me what
DEKA
that
Spain is massive.
means. What does that mean?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to quote somebody else. Okay, I'm going to quote.
Okay.
I'm going to quote Brendan King, the one and only Brendan King, who does
Yes.
amazing work for us, helping me count
Yes.
the numbers
And
and do
he's
the.
so good at the box overs. Oh, so good at the box overs. He and I have a similar DECA time. We thought about doubling up.
You
We
and
thought
you,
about doing DECA
you and
teams.
Brendan.
Yes.
He said DECA was huge in Madrid. 445 AG men for fit. That's like an entire USA even.
Okay. And they do it like outside. Like it's an outside event there.
Well, they do the whole weekend, which I like. They do the Fit Mile and Strong, right? Which I
Mhm.
think is smart.
Mhm.
Um, which um, uh, somebody else um, somebody else said to me, who shall go unnamed, but maybe listening to this program, and said, Yancey's own words, Yancey Camp's own words of the best thing in DECA is the NASCAR doubles strong. It's the fucking coolest thing in the world. We get it once a year, right?
Wait a minute. Why do we get it just once? The strong? Oh,
Sorry,
because
the fit. Sorry, the fit. The fit doubles is the most exciting thing in the world, and we get it. We get it at the World Champs, and that's it.
Oh, because we don't run the elites. We
Yes.
don't run elite waves.
Right.
I see. I see. I don't know. I mean, by default, those elites are out there. Not all of them, but they're in there trying to get their times at DEKA.
I'm
So
saying we should. I think it would be smart rather than ultra, right?
right,
Rather than like, oh, here's a thing very few people will like, but those very few people will love it, right? How about like put on the whole weekend?
right. Well, it's the opposite of NASCAR, that ultra thing. So for sure, like it just rolls along. So
So Spain has been doing well for a while. Let's pull up the Spain numbers.
and I saw there was an event in Italy. Somebody tagged me because she had posted a really good DECA time in my age group. And I think I got a target on my back, Matt. Like this
Hey now,
woman's gunning for me. And she's really excited. And so I think like we may have some Italians at World Championships. We may have some, I mean, we had Spaniards last year. I definitely hope they come back. I don't think that we did a good job of receiving them. I don't think we gave them a good impression. So I would like to see more of them because they really seem to be into it.
2,315 finishers this weekend.
Okay, we never get that in the United States.
That's what I'm saying. The
Right.
445 age group, that was what he was saying. That's like an entire DECA weekend is
Yes.
448.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they had 2,000 people do the fit. So they're doing something right over there in Madrid.
Yeah. So what can we learn from them?
And they're outside, Cheryl, where you hate to race.
I know.
I think, this is what we're gonna have to do. I think you're gonna have to go over there.
Go over to Spain and run a DECA.
You're gonna have to take one for the team, yeah. Because I can only travel so much in a year. Your kids are grown. You have grandkids. You're 100, right? I still need to be home. You're gonna have to take one for the team. You got to go do a DECA Spain, or we can do doubles together. But again, I'm gonna tell my wife, "Oh, I'm going to Spain with Cheryl."
Yeah, that's not going to work.
I could say Cheryl and Jake. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That could fly.
Just as long as Jake's there, he could be our chaperone. It'd
Right.
be great.
So seriously, Cheryl, you're a woman of the world.
No, I'm actually not. I don't like to travel, but I am rooting on the Spaniards. I don't know if I need to be there. I just want them to come to World Championships and make it feel like a World Championship.
Or if you're listening, Spain, you could pay for either one of us. Doesn't have to be me.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you were to take care of some travel so that we could tell the world how awesome it is in person, Cheryl or I are happy to go.
Here's what I would like to know, because I remember, okay, so you know my arch nemesis Mamushka, right?
Yes.
That she, beats me regularly in
I want to hear back about the woman that taunted you. I was too busy looking at the numbers before.
Okay, all right.
Remind me. But yes, we all know Mamushka.
Mamushka, right? So she when she beat me first in Manchester, we were nice enough to kind of reach out to each other, and she is very nice. Damn it, she's really nice.
You want to hate the person. You don't.
I know, right? And so no, she's just great, and she had such nice things to say to me after Chicago. And anyway, but she was getting ready for her first DECA, and here I knew she's this HYROX OG. She's been doing it since the beginning because she's over there in Europe. She's Dutch, and so but she lives in Italy, and now she lives in Spain, and so she's all over the place. But since she was in Spain, she said, well, I'm going to do my first DECA. So what can you tell me? What's your advice and what are your thoughts about DECA? And honestly, the first thing I told her was, look, you just need to understand it's kind of American. Like it's a little low key. Like when you compare HYROX to DECA, like what do you say about it to try to excuse the fact that it's just like this kind of little small town race comparatively, right? Like I say, we're not always on time. We don't necessarily, get things right. Like it's just try to have a good time. Cause you know what HYROX is and how it runs like clockwork.
You didn't want to undersell it or oversell it.
Right. Exactly.
So what were her thoughts?
What she said afterward was she likes HYROX better. But part of that is because, she's just really strong and she's a real grinder, like that high end kind of anaerobic stuff. Isn't her favorite. But I do think she was fine with the event. I don't see her doing a lot of them. She does some, but it's not like a big deal to her. And she's never gonna like come over for World Championships. I don't think. I would be very curious to compare the American DEKA Fits, which I go regularly to, which I'm going to be in Austin. I don't know if I'm going to run singles, but if somebody wants me for like a doubles or a relay, I'd totally be up for it. Because I'm trying to get my foot to heal still, but I could do that. So anyway, I would love to be able to compare the American to the Spaniards version because they seem to be running a really tight ship over there. Like there's something they're doing that's clearly working, and I would want to know what that was.
Well, and again, the United Kingdom, the home of hybrid fitness,
Mm-hmm.
where every fucking day I either get a DM or see on my own a new fitness race launching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And TikTok still waiting for that first one to go off in England. It's happening in September. They could have launched they could launch one a month and probably sell them out. And I
Yeah.
don't know why, other than it's not, there is no Yancey. It's
Mm-hmm.
part of Spartan HQ, who are
Mm-hmm.
putting on Spartans and TMs and trails and et cetera, instead of
Mm-hmm.
just going, okay, can somebody knock out like 4 venues, right?
Right.
Like,
Find us a spot.
right, Manchester's up. Wait, which one's the most north? Not Manchester. Birmingham's way up here, then Manchester, then London, then one in the south. Like, just do 4.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably won't sell them out, but you'll sell them out on the second one for sure because it's another fitness race. Even if, quote unquote, it's not as big as a HYROX, people will do it because they want to be tested. It's why this hybrid games thing is able to look like, $1 million event one because people are like, oh, it's a fitness race? Cool, I'll sign up.
Yeah. Even if it is the Fire Fest of hybrid.
Well, we're not quick. We're not going to say that yet. Do not
Okay.
get me sued.
I
They've
know. Okay.
had some
I said it,
alleged
Matt didn't say
they've
it.
had some alleged problems,
Right.
but 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 there's Hybrid X and there's Deadly Dozen and there's, ooh, did I send you this one today?
What?
There's so many I can't even send them all. Let me go to my WhatsApp messages
Okay.
because I
Well,
send
while
them.
you're saying that, I had a conversation with a fellow in
Oh, there's a Hexa something. There's a Hexa race. Now
oh,
listen,
5.
yeah, so there's a lot of races that already have, there might be all races that already have 5. But if you actually name your race after it, we've got Deadly Dozen, we've got Deca Fit, now we've got Hex. I'm waiting for Penta, I'm waiting for Quattro, like all these races need to come. So yeah, Spartan slash uh DEKA UK, get off your ass, sell some tickets. You will, and then there's people who are mad at HYROX already. So you'll get all those people. Oh, my HYROX, I'm mad because they sell out. I'm mad because my gym doesn't get any tickets anymore. Whatever it is, you've got people who are like, the same reason Battle Frog was really popular in the early days was just honestly a lot of people were mad at Spartan. So
Right.
missed opportunity. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, so I just this morning I was talking to a fellow in the RMR group that I'm part of, and he is doing the September event in the UK because he says I'm doing my first DECAFIT in September, and I thought for sure he was talking about Austin, but no, he's talking about the one in the UK. And I just thought, come on, guys, like stick the landing, like he's excited. He's got all these questions, and I'm answering him about, the lunges and, all the stuff and what to do on the assault bike and everything. And yeah, I'm really, really like he's excited about it. I'm hoping they can pull it off.
Well, I think I, this was interesting. I saw I know that a lot of the judges that like and volunteers, they kind of do them all. Like the guy, like I saw this guy named Grumpy, shout out Grumpy, many people will know him. He was my burpee judge in ethics. Then I saw him at HYROX. Then I saw him at World's Toughest Mudder. So like
Mhm.
people volunteer because the country's so small, you can kind of just do everything. So
Mhm.
I think they will flock to it if you launch it, even if they don't like Spartan, even if et cetera, et cetera. So I want to go to this. It's called DECAFIT East Midlands,
Okay.
and it is in what we would call Derby, but they say Derby. Okay. September 6th. Let's see if it's sold out yet.
Same
Uh,
weekend as Austin.
well, that's not going to change. Okay. So everything is sold out except for Elite. That's good news.
That is good news. Austin's
Um,
the same way.
um, And then let's go to the other one. Let's go to the teams. The teams is teams. This is weird. It says individual, and then there's one that says, oh, 2 days. Sorry. So day 1 is sold out. They are doing a 2-day. Okay, good for them. Day 2, there's a lot of tickets left. Okay. So there's tickets left for day 2, but day 1 is pretty much sold out.
Is it all the same event? Like you have the same age group, same doubles teams in both days, or have they spread it out?
Wait a minute. This one. Okay. So it looks like it's all teams, except they also have individual age groups late in the day. So they don't have the elites on day 2.
Okay.
But everything else is up for grabs.
Okay.
And they're going to run it. Looks like the last wave is 5 p.m.
Wow. Okay. So they got a good long time.
And then on the 6th, let's go back and look. Sorry. What the fuck?
Maybe they should have just kept it to 1 day and let it sell out this first time. Right? The faux line or whatever you called it.
Okay, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, so Saturday, I'm reading this. You ready?
Yes.
8:30 to 9 a.m. DEKA Fit Elite, 22 left at this price.
Okay.
Then the next 4 categories are youth, all sold out.
Okay.
And then individual age group, CRUK, invite only. What does that mean?
I don't know.
So why would you limit? Why would youth? So are they planning on that many kids? Because it just says 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So all day. That's the 6th. The 7th is elite men and women in the morning. Then all the teams. They're basically saying kids are all day on Saturday, but there can't be that many kids doing it. Can there be?
No, but maybe they've just got specific waves for kids to come. Yeah. Somebody needs to explain it to us.
Yes.
Hopefully somebody's listening and we'll be able to tell you.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we pray they stick the landing.
We pray they stick the landing. Yes. I didn't see what that Italy event was. It looked like it was also an outdoor event. Yeah, it was. It was an outdoor event that they were doing. People were running in the grass, which quite frankly had me a little nervous because if this woman did the woman who, so it looked like it was the coach of the woman who won in my age group who was like calling me out, saying, we're coming for you, basically, is what she was saying. And she's like showing the video of this woman getting up on the podium. And I think she's qualified in all 3 events. So she's going for Triple Crown. But if she got the kind of time she did running in the grass, then I'm a little concerned about that. Like that means
is her name Paolo?
Oh, I can't remember what it was. Maybe?
Is it Laura? Is it Daniela?
Oh gosh, it's been too long.
Is it Lorendani Di Maestro? Is it Maria Grazia Scarcella?
How cool is it going to be to have them announce those names at DEKA World?
Is it Aurora Gaiavai?
Yeah.
How about Elisi Bramati? So they only had 231 people, so it was not nearly as big, but it was their first one.
Yeah. Yeah. People, they ran it. It looked well run.
Well, it says roadshow, so I guess that's why it was outside.
Oh, I see. So they just brought the equipment and did that. So, okay. Similar to the Northeast event coming in.
Right, but if you've got the equipment, just rent the fucking venue.
Yeah, right.
Get it done.
Put it in some soccer arena or some basketball. Yeah, like the Spaniards do. I think that's why the Spaniards do it.
Listen, I'm just going to say this right now. I'm a pretty busy guy. I'm available to be hired. HYROX America or DEKA UK. I am available for work. We'll come up with a good rate. I will help you. I'm happy to help you. I'll have to separate into 2 divisions maybe because I'm still a media company. I don't know, but I mean, listen.
If it's not getting done, you just got to do it yourself.
Sometimes that's the way to do it.
Yes. So anyway, but you had a good sim this weekend.
Are we going back to that? Have we covered everything else?
No, I think we've kind of covered everything else, but yeah, like I think there are good things on the horizon for sure.
What about this last one down here?
We are going to wait till Dave comes back. I have questions about HTX. I'm a little bit obsessed with HTX. I'm going to have my class do it tomorrow, whether they want to or not. And there are people in the community who are saying, hey, what's the format? I'm sending them the links. And then they're asking questions like, do all the divisions compete are they all competing together, or is it each division competes with each other? And so I have a lot of questions for Dave.
Do
He's got a
you
class
have
on.
any VIPs, VVIPs, or goons that you're teaching?
I need to try to fold that in. I haven't seen the goons lately.
Okay.
I think our person's on vacation.
Okay.
So, but this person's kids come through, and I'm good friends with this person's kids trainer, and maybe I could talk him into having the kids come and do it.
Well, whenever I see a large person in a Escalade or similar, I think of you now, Cheryl.
How could you not? How could you not?
All right, Cheryl, let's wrap it up. I've been told that when the episodes are too long, people are less likely to listen, which makes sense. I used
Who
to say
told
that
you
about
this?
Race Brain.
Who
Well,
told you?
when I asked people how they consume the show and if they listen to the
Okay.
podcast, a couple people were like, "I see 2 hours," and I'm like, I don't know if I can do it.
Oh, interesting. I just break it up. It's not hard to break it up,
I
guys.
don't think so either. But again, I used to say the same thing about Race Brain.
Yeah. No, I'm starved for content. If I could listen to Bracken Crocker read the phone book for 2 hours, I'd be perfectly
Is he
thrilled.
still doing that show over there?
He was doing it this week. Yeah, sometimes he's on, and he's great.
He is great, but I thought Rich and Bracken have like retired.
No, I mean they're on occasion. They will have them on for like rankings, like they had Rich on last week to rank the all-time rankings for women, and now they had Bracken on to do
Oh,
all-time rankings for men.
I'm gonna have to say something about this.
What?
I didn't think I was going to, but now I'm gonna have to say something.
What?
It's too soon to have an all-time ranking.
It is interesting to see them talk about the old days, and that was like 3 years ago, right? Like
And you can't listen. You can't say Hall of Famer. You can't say
Right.
look our sport. We're too sports got to be around 30 years. Even OCR, my beloved OCR, we can talk about GOATs and Hall of Fame, but it's at least got 15 years of history. At least, right? At
True.
least we got that. You need more like 30 years of a sport. Like if you look at the history of baseball and football, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all these things were around for at least 30 years, sometimes longer, sometimes 50 before they go, oh, let's put someone in the Hall of Fame. So you want to say who's best right now, right? Like this is like we were doing our top 20 rankings. Listen, I get it. It's sport, it's content, it's fun.
Yeah. They're just populating the list right now.
But let's just, I mean, but come on, it's too soon. The only thing, even calling Lauren the GOAT, right? Lauren Weeks, currently the GOAT, right? It's still a little early to call it, right? There isn't much of an all time to call someone the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Even though I would agree with that statement, even though I
Right.
would say she is. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But listen, we're all out there just trying to make some content. I get it.
Yes.
But that's the first thing I saw when I thought ranking the all time. I'm like, oh, from last week? It's like who said it the other day? Like somebody even said it. It's one of the gals, the world champ said it. She's like, yeah, I've only been doing this sport 2 years. It's like everybody's only been doing this sport for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Like, look, I've been in it for 3 years and people think I've done it forever, and it is forever for this, right?
Right.
So, yeah. No, you've got a point, but I would still listen to them just because what else am I going to do on my long run? What else am I going to do while I'm, working on doing the dishes or whatever? I watch them on YouTube, and I would watch us on YouTube, but I don't watch myself. So somebody else would, they row with us, right?
That's what they heard. Oh, should we give them a goal? What should the goal be, Cheryl?
I think it should be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 3 rounds.
Right
Just
now?
tiny little rests. Do that. Get a minute rest after those 3 rounds. Do that 3 times.
Okay. And you're gonna start right. We're gonna say goodbye, and you're gonna start as soon as we say goodbye. All right, ready, go.